What do you got?
I have Grant Fagan.
Okay.
He is playing vampires.
All right.
I think, or just a black-red aggro deck. He's got Olivia Bolderon, Falkenrath Aristocrats, Stormkirk Noble, Stormkirk Captain, Vault Scourge, Despise, Curse of Stalked Prey, Bolt Charge, Shock, and Markov Blademaster. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
What's Blademaster?
Which card?
Markov Blademaster?
It's the Vampire Lord. Yeah, look it up. You got the computer.
Markov Blademaster? I don't...
No, it's the double strike guy. 1 mana double strike when it deals... Yeah, I'm sorry. 1/1 for 3 mana. Yeah.
Oh, it's that guy? Okay.
Yeah, it's a new guy, yeah.
All right.
Every time it deals damage, you put +1/+1.
And his sideboard is 4 Arch Trails, 2 Dismember, 1 Goat for the Throat, 2 Corrosive Gale, 3 Ancient Grudge, and 3 Cough of the Hammer. Crazy deck.
Yeah, so Joseph is to the left, Grant is on the right. Looks like Grant's having a good time, big smile on his face.
Yeah, he seems to be enjoying himself.
Yeah, pretty happy. I mean, if you come out to one of the opens and you're doing well and you get a feature match, you know,
It's got to be great.
Yeah, definitely.
Remember your first feature match?
Definitely a good feeling. I'm not sure if I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Such a big timer.
I mean, it's since my first feature match has to be like 12 years almost.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, all right. So it looks like these guys are just finishing shuffling up. They're gonna draw their hand. Hopefully, no mulligans. Oh wow, Joseph actually did mulligan.
All right, so it looks like Grant looking at his 6.
Hand. Yeah.
Grant looks like he's here to game.
Grant, yeah. I mean, he's here to game. He's here to have fun. I actually played Joseph round 1 of Pro Tour Paris.
Who won?
I won. Yeah. I won, yeah. All right, so Grant leads off with a 1/1 vampire.
Yeah, Grant is running 2 Copperline Gorges to go with his Ancient Grudges in the sideboard.
Cool.
I'm Brad Nelson. I'm here with Gerard Fabiano.
This is round 6 of the SCG Charlotte Open. So both players off with 1-drops.
Yeah.
Grant's 1-drop is slightly better. Wow, the curse. That's
and it
sick.
can't be blocked. Wow.
Yeah, this deck is sick.
Yeah, it's such a sweet start.
All right, so he has a 3/3.
Yeah.
And I mean, Joseph's going to need to use one of his Vapor Snags to keep that thing in check. Otherwise, I mean, the Lingering Souls tokens do block it.
Yeah, that's true.
Spirits, but still, it's definitely pretty good. There's a Ponder. Joseph's either digging for a Vapor Snag or maybe has one in his hand.
Or he's just trying to flip his Delver as well and trying to get some kind of a race going.
Sure. I mean, but you're definitely going to lose that race without any help with Vapor Snag or Chump Blockers.
The great thing about the curse is all your cards can get counters, and then you can Volt Charge and
put more counters.
Tick everything up.
Yeah, definitely some cool interaction there. So Joseph's still debating and decides to leave it on top. I'm almost certain that Delver's going to flip.
Yeah, the Delver's going to flip next turn.
Yep. Would be very, very surprised if it did not. So Grant, he's thinking about which land he wants to play for his third land.
I think that would be the Black Thieves Cliffs is the best possible one.
It probably makes the most sense.
He only has 2 Black Thieves Cliffs in this deck. That doesn't seem correct.
Yeah, kind of odd. I mean, I guess he doesn't want. I mean, his curve's really low.
Yeah.
So, all right. So he's going to try his luck with a Despise. 1 mana, your opponent reveals their hand, and you can take a creature or a Planeswalker. So he's going to go with the Geist, leaving Joseph with the Snapcaster.
That seems like the correct play.
Yeah. Joseph did have a...
oh, well, he had a Blademaster. He just didn't run down his Blademaster.
So I think the Noble's going to get snagged right here.
No, I think he is going to take it now. I don't like just getting it to be put back in play. I'd like the tempo of making him play it next turn.
Sure. Suck up the damage in the next turn. Let's see what Grant does here. So he replays the Noble. Does he have anything else?
Does he have the Shock for the Delver? He does not. Oh, and Joseph did not flip the Delver.
Kind of interesting that he's playing the Shock instead of Galvanic Blast.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Vault Scourges in his deck. I mean, you could get 3.
Yeah. So kind of an interesting call there, but regardless,
it's just free value.
Yep. So the Delver doesn't flip.
Nope.
Kind of odd,
that he's shocked there as well. Yeah.
I think it's fine to shock there, but all right. So there's a card that we've all been talking about.
Yeah, Blademaster with Curse of Stalked Prey. That if that guy hits, he's gonna get so big.
Yeah, I mean, after 1 hit, he's a 5/5.
Yeah.
So definitely a cool deck, and definitely a cool use of the curse, because a lot of people talked about that curse as being unplayable. All right, so there's a Snapcaster, and he's going to Vapor Snag the Noble. I don't understand all this. Like, why? Like, just to prevent 1 damage?
And it's not gaining him any value.
Yeah, he could just wait until the end step.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also weird that he pondered, kept, and then didn't flip the Delver. Like,
and so what is he? And especially like, I don't let the Stormcroak Noble hit you a couple times, and then you can like set up putting your sword into play and blocking the actual big threat, the Blade Master.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it looks like Joseph's like almost certainly going to lose game 1, and it might have been because he's using his Vapor Snags just a bit too early. You know, like it's fine for him to go low against Grant. He doesn't want to go down to like 3 or 4, but if he takes a few hits and goes to 12 or so, it's not that bad. So we'll see what Joseph decides to do here. Keep tweeting in if you guys have tweets. We love to hear what you guys are thinking.
All right, Porcelain Legionnaire comes down. That's actually a good card to shut down a lot of the board in this situation, because it gets to trade with the Blade Master, and at the same time the Stormcroak Noble can't come in.
Sure. All right, so we'll see what the next move is here. Grant playing a black-red homebrew aggro deck.
Just enjoying this time,
yeah, you're not going to really find this deck on the internet yet.
I mean, just by seeing his mana base, I think he just seems like a local that's just having some fun.
Yeah, I mean, and he's doing
that's
fairly well.
What he should do.
Do we know what the records are?
I'm assuming 3-1 or 4-1 now, maybe.
Yeah, they're most likely either 4-1 or 5-0. We'll find out for you for sure. All right, so Grant's
he's swinging with both.
Yeah. I like this.
I mean, he can, if he wants to preserve his life total like he has been, he can just block Snapcaster on the Blade Master.
Yeah. Do you think there's a reason why he swung his 1/1 into the first striker?
I don't know.
I don't know either. We'll find out in a second. Maybe Grant has something, maybe not. All right, so Grant loses his Noble and follows it up with another Blade Master. So I think Grant could have, only swung with the Blade Master.
Yeah, and just traded Blade Master for Porcelain Legionnaire.
Yeah, but instead the way it worked out was he traded Noble for Snapcaster, which still is not a good trade.
Not a good trade for Grant, no.
Because the Snapcaster got used with a Vapor Snag buyback.
I mean, it doesn't matter at that point. It's like your creature can become a 3/3 if it deals damage, and the Snapcaster's not really going to do anything against all these first strikers.
Exactly. All right, there is a Snapcaster Mage.
Going to bring back the Ponder in his graveyard.
Yep.
Has to find some outs in this matchup.
Yeah.
How many gut shots does he have, if any?
He is playing zero
and just 2 Dismember?
Yep. 2 Dismember main deck for his removal, along with Vapor Snag. I really think that there could be a better card than Probe. Everybody is still playing the Probe. I don't think it's that good.
I think Probe's actually very good in this format. It lets you... The information you get by playing Delver is just so important.
Sure. All right, so Joseph is still debating what he wants to do with this Ponder. I mean, he still has a sword in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
So the sword can just take over the game, especially against a red-based deck.
Yeah, if you can ever get up to 5 lines and just play it, he needs to use it all in one turn, I'm thinking.
Do you think so?
It seems difficult not to.
I mean, he could just play it, wait a turn, equipped.
Yeah, and he'll like get hit by 1 Blade Master.
Yeah. All right, so Grant untaps.
Just 1 card in
Draws
hand.
for the turn. Looks like he drew a land.
Yeah.
Another land there. So Joseph at 19, Grant at 16. All right, there's a mountain by Grant. Tapping a couple of lands. And there's
another
a
curse.
Oh,
that Blade Master gets so big.
And he's gonna swing with both. I'm pretty sure Joe's just gonna go trade chump here.
I don't think he can chump. Like, what's he drawing into?
Okay,
Unless
so
he has a Lingering Souls.
He just has to take it and hope to play a sword?
Yeah.
All right. I actually like your play better.
No, he's not going to.
He wants to chump. All right. So I feel like the way Joe's playing is giving him less and less outs.
Yeah, I mean, there was a Lingering Souls on top of his deck. That's what I was curious about.
Sure.
That pawn to rebuild a Lingering Souls for him.
All right, so there's one. There's 2 Spirit tokens in play. And he'll pass the turn. So Grant's kind of in top deck mode, although his board's pretty scary.
Actually, no, I think Joseph's way ahead.
You think Joseph's ahead?
Yeah, he gets to flash it back. Like, Grant has to start top decking some really big spells.
Okay.
And then once that sword comes down, it gets to not only attack at Grant, but be put on a token and block the 1/1.
Sure. All right, so Grant just has to...
And now he just says go?
Yeah.
I guess
because otherwise
double block, you just trade.
Yeah, double block. All right, so Joseph flashes it back and swings in for 2 with his spirits. Grant draws a swamp, and it looks like he's kind of showing his frustration there.
Yeah, then he keeps trying lands, yeah.
Yeah.
He just slams the swamp down.
Yeah. So, I mean, curses are really good early when you're coming out of the gates, but mid to late game, they kind of lose value.
Yeah, they're just sitting in play, not doing anything.
Yeah. So, all right, and you might see a sword this turn. There. All right, there's a ponder. Shows off a Snapcaster Mage. Probably not too big of a deal versus the red-black player with not many cards in his hand. So Joe's thinking if he wants to keep these cards on top of the pawn. Pretty much he's just, a 5th land would be nice here.
I think just keeping up some spells, like not drawing mana leaks, but drawing anything else is fine. Like if you draw land, that's fine. Like if you hit some other like decent spells, like a Lingering Souls, that's great.
All right, so another Lingering Souls. Lingering Souls is just,
such a good card.
Yeah. It provides so much card advantage. And he'll swing in for 4 in the air. Grant should fall to 10 right now. And draws another land, and I think he might be scooping it up.
Yeah, there's not much you can do at this point anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens with red-black or red-based decks. Lots of times you just flood out because you don't have the card manipulation of the card filtering like a Forbidden Alchemy or a Ponder. Alright, so 2 spirits take out the Blade Master. So Joe draws the planes here. I'm surprised he didn't put the sword on the guy.
I mean, is he holding double mana leak?
He might be.
Or no, he's just gonna flash, and there's not much value in doing so.
Alright, maybe he doesn't want to show that he's playing with more artifacts than just the Porcelain Legionnaires.
True, especially since he sees the Copperline Gorge, and he's just probably has to assume that that's for Ancient Grudge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So decent strategy by Joseph there, and he wins game 1. So Grant will be on the play for game 2.
I wonder what he's.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Maybe he looked at his top couple of cards and something crazy was on top. But regardless, Joseph is probably going to bring in his 2 timely reinforcements, his 1 mental misstep, his flash freeze, and probably Ratchet Bomb.
Ratchet Bomb could be good. I don't know how.
Well, you might want to Ratchet Bomb and kill the curses, or just kill the small guys that might grow or have the potential of growing.
I don't know about that. I don't know if he wants to take such a controlling approach in this matchup.
Okay, so do you think Joseph wants to be the beatdown player?
I think they're both trying to be the beatdown player. I think adding cards like Ratchet Bomb to your deck is going to make Joseph force him into being that defensive player.
Okay.
And so I think you just want to play cards that are good on offensive and defensive. I'm not actually a big fan of Ratchet Bomb in that deck sideboard. I don't know what he's trying to kill with it, but I'd much rather just have the Hurricane if you were going to board it for the mirror match if they got behind or something. I don't really know what he would have that for, but I definitely think I know a couple cards that Grant's going to bring in. He's going to bring in his potentially Corrosive Gales so he can Hurricane out Joseph's Flyers. He has 4 Arc Trails, 2 Dismember, a Go for the Throat. He just has a million removal spells, so I don't know what he's going to board out for creatures. Obviously, Olivia is going to stand because that card is just insane in this matchup.
I think he might bring out the Vault Scourge.
Yeah, Vault Scourge is very low impact. Curse seems like a low impact card if you're boarding a bunch of removal too.
Yeah, I can see him cutting the 4 Curses and the 4 Vault Scourges. So that opens up 8 cards right now. So these guys are 4-1. So they're doing pretty well. 4-1.
Yeah.
You know, halfway through the tournament. So, but yeah, I could definitely see taking out the 4 Curses and the 4 Vault Scourges. And I'll probably bring in Arc Trails. You think he's gonna bring in the Ancient Grudges?
I don't think so. I mean, he did see the sword. He saw the Porcelain Legionnaires. So like, I don't really know.
Yeah, it's like.
I mean, he could bring it in like.
Maybe bring in like one or two.
I don't know how many people like we bring in Ancient Grudges in this matchup for like the ramp deck.
Yeah.
When we were testing, but I don't know if those Ancient Grudges are just for Tempered Still or not. It depends on how Grant views the matchup. Yeah,
somebody tweeted in a good point. When Joseph didn't play the Sword and War and Piece, I thought maybe he wanted to hold it.
Yeah, but he already saw it.
Yeah. So I guess you just thought there was no need to.
Well, you get so out tempoed. Like, say he does that instead of makes 2 tokens, and Grant like, I don't know what Grant could do, but Grant maybe could kill it in response and play something that threatened Joseph's life.
Sure. Somebody else tweeted in, how does Snapcaster block Noble? The Snapcaster did not block Noble.
No.
The way the attack happened was, at the end of combat, there was a trade of Noble for Snapcaster.
Yeah.
But they actually didn't block.
Yeah.
If he only swung in with his double striker, it would have blocked the
Yeah. What happened is the Blade Master and the Noble attacked. The Blade Master got blocked by Snapcaster Mage, and the Noble got blocked by Porcelain Legionnaire. Both first striking creatures killed the other 2 creatures, which pretty much meant that the trade was Stormcroak Noble for Snapcaster Mage.
Sure. So, all right. So these guys are still shuffling up for game 2. Joseph took game 1 pretty easily. At first, it looked like Grant, came out really strong, which he did.
He did. He started off very aggressive. That's a tough draw to deal with.
Yeah, but the lack of planeswalkers, the lack of reach in Grant's main deck definitely backfired on him there.
And by his frustration, he did draw a lot of land.
Yeah, he did. But I imagine if Grant had a couple of planeswalkers that could give him reach, like if he had Koth in the main
Chandra
deck,
or something.
Chandra, maybe even Liliana.
I don't know about Liliana.
I mean, it seems like he empties his hand pretty quickly.
True.
So try to tick up Liliana. wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. All right, so Grant is still shuffling, and what happened? Oh, split sleeve. So there'll be some more shuffling. I feel like there's a lot of shuffling when you watch Magic.
There's quite a lot.
Yeah.
And it depends on format. This format, because Evolving Wilds in the format, it got a little bit worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing like Legacy where there's like top and all the sack lands.
Yeah.
So there's
Modern was like the worst around PT Philly.
Why?
Everyone ran fetch lands. There's a million Green Sun Zeniths. There's ramp decks. Everyone was just shuffling decks all the time. Like I was playing the Countercat deck, and I think like the average you'd shuffle per game was like 5 or 6.
What was the Countercat deck?
Countercat was like a Green Sun Zenith, Noble Hierarch, Net of the Reliquary, like Bant, Splash, like Lightning Bolt deck that we played. So it was just like a bunch of counters and Wild Nicattles.
Okay, cool.
Our goal was to just Nicattle, Green Sun for Nicattle, and then hold Flash Freeze and Mana Leaks against all the control decks, or the combo decks.
Okay.
And Kibler got to name the deck because he designed it, or he had the most influence, and he named it Countercat. I think it's a ridiculous name.
Okay, alright. Was there a Flash Freeze main deck?
No, there was Mana Leaks main.
Okay.
And then Cyber we had Flash Freeze and Unified Will.
Sure. Alright, I think Joseph is mulliganing once again. He mulliganed the first game.
Yeah, but he got back. That's the one thing about the Delver deck, though. Like, it should aggressively mulligan. Like, now, even with having Lingering Souls, like, that card is worth more than just one actual card, the average card. So, mulliganing aggressively, finding your Delvers. Delver's probably worth more than a card. Like, just making sure that your draws are acceptable. And the deck mulligans a lot just for the fact that it doesn't run a ton of threats. It's always a threat-light deck. So you can draw a hand. Like, you can't really keep Ponder, Vapor Snag, Mana Leak, 4 lands. It's just not a good draw.
Okay.
Well, you would keep it.
Yeah, I would definitely keep that hand.
I would snap maul it.
Yeah, I mean, any hand with Ponder and multiple lands and a mana leak, I think that hand is really strong.
I mean, I found that they just get mulligan because you're all in on a Ponder.
Okay. So doing a bit more shuffling. You know, a couple of people are gathering around the tent.
Exciting times.
Yeah. So
These
it's only
players
round
might
6, but you know they're pretty much in single elimination mode right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you lose, you're probably not going to make top 8. You can still make top 32, which is pretty nice, but probably won't make the top 8. Alright, so Joe's laying out his cards. And let's see if Joseph decides to keep. You think he's actually thinking, or okay? So he decided to keep. All right, so Grant with the turn 1.
He kept his Vault Scourges.
Yeah. Kind of interesting.
I mean, if he has a curse, both cards we thought he'd board out. But if he has a curse, that's such a strong start.
Sure. All right, so turn 1 Delver from Joe.
There's a shock.
Yeah. And I think maybe Grant, you know. All right, so there's a shock on the Delver. And Vault Scourge gets in for 1.
Yeah.
Do you like shocking the Delver on your
I would wait for the upkeep just to see the information.
Yeah.
He can't counter it. He might Vapor Snake, but that's fine because your deck like puts a bunch of counters on all your guys.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
I don't really care if you waste your Vapor Snake.
One of the random cupcake matches.
All right, we got a few cupcake announcements going on. So if you hear that in the background.
Redeem that in the next half hour as she's shutting down her cupcake booth.
In the meantime, Grant's debating on what he wants to do.
And while we're at it,
Maybe he's just stopping the match.
give her a huge
I can't hear you.
applause for making all of those cupcakes.
Pause?
Thank you very much, Pine.
Okay, the judge
Fine.
paused the match, so that's good. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so Grant with a pretty cool black-red aggro deck. Could you see yourself playing one of these decks or no?
I mean, possibly Delver, but I don't think so. I think I'd just play blue-black control.
Okay. Alright, so we're back in the action. Joseph takes the second turn. Plays an island and a ponder. Kind of weird that he played his land first, right?
Yeah, especially if he draws like a Scars land or something that's
Yeah.
better to play with. Yeah.
Yeah, either Scars land or...
And there's nothing you can do with one black.
Yeah, exactly. You know? And it's not
Well,
like
there's small little mistakes. Like one thing that when I'm playing the best I possibly can, and I don't do it all the time, obviously, but I always like talk through everything I'm gonna do before I do it. Like even land drops, just because like sometimes when you talk through it, it just makes sense not to do it anymore.
All right, so Joseph passes the turn. All right, Ball Scourge gets in, so life total's now 20 for Grant, 8 for Joseph.
18.
18, yeah. All right, and there's a Blade Master.
All right. There's the Big Daddy. Ooh, he hit a Geist, but I don't.
So there's timely reinforcements. Pretty good against the Blade Master.
Yeah. Now that means that one removal spell doesn't pull out 2 tokens.
Yeah,
Or, like,
exactly. All right, so Grant will draw for his turn.
If you sign up for standard
Somebody tweeted in that you couldn't wait.
You couldn't wait till upkeep. Well, it's 2 damage against a 3/2.
Yeah, so you actually could wait. but-
Okay, well that changes math up a little. That is a Stormcart Captain turning the Blade Master into a 2/2, so it's a 2/2 double striker.
So
not
the Blade Master can now attack because even a triple block wouldn't do anything.
Yeah,
Joseph would have needed 4 guys.
yeah, just to trade.
Yeah. All right, so Joseph decides to chump block. All right, there's a Glacial Fortress.
And let's figure out what Joseph does now. This board does not look good for him.
There's a Force and
Yeah,
Legionnaire.
that definitely helps out.
The Legionnaire does have first strike, but only has a 1 toughness, so there's a chance that Grant just has something for him.
Yeah, he has 3 cards now. He just needs 1 removal spell.
Yeah. Can you tell what's in Grant's hand?
I cannot.
Alright. Can't make out exactly what's in Grant's hand.
It looks like another patrol.
Oh, wow.
What is it?
It's the Aristocrat.
Oh,
So the Aristocrat's going to fly in for
5 damage.
5 damage, and it's pretty much never going to die because Grant has enough creatures to keep it around.
Yeah, you can sacrifice any creature to keep that alive.
Yes.
Yeah, and if it's a human, it's a +1/+1 counter.
Exactly. All right, so he swings it for 6 in the air with his flyers.
It's gonna, that's gonna drop Joseph down to 16 or 17.
Sure. And what creature type is Volscourge?
Robot.
Robot? Yeah.
No, I have no clue what it is. It's not.
It's not a vampire.
No, it's not a vampire.
All right. Joe draws for his turn. Joe up a game, but this game is not looking too good for him.
No, there's so much on the board that's just not. Ugh.
I think the only card that would really,
Dismember.
get him out of this jam is, either Dismember or Red White Sword.
Red White Sword would help, yeah.
Yeah. Red White Sword is probably the best course of action Joe could go towards. All right, so that's going to help some. Snapcaster's going to, bring back the Ponder. So he'll have.
He's gonna have to start digging.
Yeah, let's see what he finds. Can't tell. And I think it is a sword.
Is it?
Yeah, I think the middle card was a sword.
Does he know that he could redeem that for 10 packs right now?
He could. He could just get up for the match right now.
And go get 10 packs.
Yeah. If the match is looking bad, why not, right?
Yeah. It's not like there's any more matches.
So Joe's thinking. All right, so he obviously keeps. All right, I think there's some debate here. Judge is pausing for possible missed trigger.
I don't know what would be mistriggered.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. All right, so Joseph plays his Dark Slick Shores. And he just passes the turn. Alright, so Grant draws another land. So he definitely has at least 1 land in his hand. I'm not sure what the last card is, though. If it's a spell, that would be good for Grant. If not, then he might be in trouble against the Sword and War piece.
I don't know. I mean, there's nothing that flies, though. Like, the thing is, the sword isn't going to stop the Aristocrat if he can't get out of the air.
Sure.
All right, so Snapcaster Mage gets equipped to the sword. Sword comes in. It's going to gain Joseph like 3 life, while Grant's going to take 5 damage.
All right, so I officially lost my phone. We'll get to that later. I'll ask Riki if somebody returned it. All right, so Grant untaps.
Grant untaps at 20 life. Or Joseph untaps at 20 life.
And Joseph gains 3 life off the sword. Okay, so let's see. What do you think Grant's going to do here, Brad?
I think Grant's just going to attack with his air. I mean, he could keep the Vault Scourge back to chump block, but I think just attacking in the air seems fine to me.
All right.
Sign up for $10 draft number 5. $10 draft number 5.
Grant's definitely contemplating his plays, so
Joseph's actually at 20 light just for all you, and he's going all in.
he still has his hand on his card, so I feel okay. So yeah, he decides to just go all in here. So it's going to be a trade. It's going to be a chump, and Joseph is going to take. Yeah, so he only takes 5 damage. the +1/+1 will go away first because of first strike.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they have the right life totals because Grant pointed out that he should be taking another extra damage, but he shouldn't have. But once we get updated, yeah, I think that's what the judge is saying now. There's something, because Grant's trying to tell Joseph that he takes an extra damage, it looks like.
Why shouldn't he?
He should not, because the first strike kills the Lord first. Unless he declared...
Oh, the Blade Master was not blocked?
The Blade Master was blocked, and the Vampire Lord was blocked.
Yeah, so why would there be an extra point of damage somewhere?
Well, because the Aristocrat is a vampire.
Yeah, it still deals that first strike damage. The Lord gives first strike to all creatures.
Okay, yeah. So that was a problem that they were saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so because of first strike. Alright, so Joseph swings in. Alright, yeah. I think we have a... Alright, so these might be the right life totals.
Okay.
Alright.
All right, another timely reinforcement is going to help Joseph stay in this game.
Sure. So he'll go up to 14.
I mean, any lingering souls just ends this game on the spot.
Yeah, Lingering Souls would be really good here. But I mean, timely reinforcement is pretty much just as good. And he'll move the sword over to one of the soldier tokens. Alright, they're adjusting life totals again. So Grant draws for his turn. So another swamp.
Hits the land, hits the table. I like this kid.
Well,
He's so mad about drawing lands.
Yeah, he didn't play the swamp yet, but... Alright, there. He plays the swamp that he draws. Alright, so I think we have the right life totals now. 18-13. That's what it looks like. I don't really know what Grant could do here.
Yeah, I mean, he gets to attack in the air. He continues to beat with the flyer.
Alright, so 5 damage gets in. The last card that he has in hand, I feel like he's been holding it the entire game. But I don't really know what it is.
I mean, I think the big mistake here for Grant was attacking with his Lord.
Yeah, losing the Lord was kind of bad. But, I mean, the sword is just really bad for him.
I think he was scared of the sword. He's like, I gotta race him, but losing his Lord.
Yeah, I mean, and you can't really race the sword.
No.
Especially when, like, even if you play out all your threats, Joseph can still hold some cards in his hand. Alright, so sword goes on Snapcaster Mage. You get a closer shot. Alright, so he draws a Lord. It would have been nice if he had double Lord in play.
I mean, double Lord doesn't do much different than one Lord. It's not like the captain, like the Draw Skull captain.
Why not?
Well, I mean, it just anthems everything. It's not like when you have two blue-white captains in play, it's insane.
Because of the Shroud?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because your entire team is shrouded up, but...
Yeah, it's definitely a fair assessment. So Grant's thinking, what can I do? How can I get out of this situation?
I wonder why he keeps the one card in hand and he keeps taking damage for it every turn.
I don't know what it is then.
I mean, if it's a land, you just play it.
I don't think it's a land.
What
Maybe
could
it's
it
like,
be?
I don't know, look at his deck list. It could be anything.
Well, I don't know what he wouldn't play.
Alright, so there's a Dismember targeting the Aristocrat.
That's bad for him.
Alright, so...
Oh, a Corrosive Gale. That's what I thought. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Wow.
I just came to the conclusion and then looked up and it was there.
Yeah, then we saw. So Joseph swings it again. I think Grant's going to have a chump block right here. So Grant chump blocks
Yeah.
with his Vault Scourge. Now, Joseph can't move the sword over, because if he does... the
Oh,
Snapcaster
now
will
he gets
die.
to tag with a protected Geist.
Yep. Alright, so Geist at the table, and Grant draws... I think it's just a
there's
curse. He drew.
No way.
I think it was a curse.
After like all those turns with the Aristocrat attacking.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a red card to me. Grant's doing some math. It's looking pretty bad here. Grant's definitely, I don't want to say he flooded out, but I feel that's how his deck is.
Well, yeah, because
It's good early game, but then mid to late game, it just...
there's not much high impact.
Yeah,
Curse.
all right, there's a curse.
If he had any style, he'd target himself.
Yeah, I mean, the curse just does nothing right here.
Attack, don't block, don't block, don't block.
I mean, we could see Joe just win next turn. Grant's on 11. The Angel will get him for 4.
Yeah, I mean,
Snapcaster,
Grant's gonna
8,
attack.
9.
Hope,
Yeah,
hope Joseph quadruple blocks it just to live a turn, but it
yeah, I mean, it's game. Like, Joseph just needs to swing with all his guys.
yeah.
I mean, I
He
think
counted
Grant,
up his lands again.
Yeah,
He's like,
I mean,
man, I
8
drew 8 lands.
I mean, he's playing 24.
8 lands is not an unreasonable number at this point.
So it's just that's what happens when you play a deck
Yeah.
such as red black. You have to, you know, take the good with the bad. All right, and yeah, Joseph just needs to swing with his team.
Nope, just has everything.
Yeah.
Has it all.
All right, so
Joseph
there's
wins.
a handshake, and Joseph wins 2-0 against Grant. Joseph playing Esper Delver, not the original one that you know you might have saw at the Pro Tour. He put his own twist to it.
Yeah, Grant does not look happy. He was such a nice, bubbly guy before the match started.